Good if you're Team Liquid. Setting up in these posts, spare 4v4, and Mimi just barely limping. One flash left to her name. G2 is going to have a good retake protocol here.
They're already playing behind the wall. Bastarda is doing good on this post-plant position for Team Liquid. Advantage coming in their favor.
Wow.
The retake comes in for G2. Now a 2 versus 2 coming in, and low HP is Mimi and her teammate. But Isa and Georgina holds in at a crossfire, and Team Liquid get Natural's coming through, so it opens it up. They're seeing that it's clear, and that G2 wants to play the retake.
Yeah, G2, they're just kind of being very patient. They want to wait for Glance. They want to
nice.
wait for this Omen's Paranoia to get through.
Beautiful trades though, but it's back and forth. This time the numbers are in favor of G2. Isa, the last player remaining, trying to hold this post line. Good for that first one. Avoids the flash, gets a beautiful snake bite onto the spike as well. That's going to delay that smoke against Glance. Poison Orb going up, trying to decay some players. And then another snake bite. That's going to force the defuse off once again as Mimi can even get it towards halfway. Now as it's ticking down and ticking down, Isa's just holding behind the smoke. One has to commit onto the defuse now as Isa has to move in, gets the headshot for the third, but then traded off here by Glance, who comes in for the defuse, but will she get playing a little bit more turtle up within the sites, giving that mid side open, and Glance is great on that position. But the trade's continuing to be perfect for Team Liquid. Seekers coming out to get information as well. Bizarre moving forward. Nice wall bang to drop Sarah. As trying to connect onto Roxy, unfortunately gets denied, and Daiki now has to try to win only with the Sheriff on a 2-on-1. Oh! Missed the first shot, but at least was able to get that opportunity to readjust the aim and even it out on a 1v1 with 15 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, only 15 seconds. She will be able to get the spike down. Both players, they both hear each other running right now. Daiki has a good idea that her opponent is going to be coming through here from B main.
IGL versus IGL. Mimi on a new roll. A flash to get information, does get contact, so she knows that Mimi's somewhere towards the front of the site, but Mimi wins it, and G2 comes in to take the lead.
That's a sky diff. That's a sky diff right there. Me for Roxy is going to be tested for the first time this half. All 4 members coming out onto her site.
Nonetheless, though, Daiki does get the first blood for Team Liquid within this round number 6, and slowly closing into the site. You see the walls coming up here, trying to push in, but there's a rotate coming through. There's a flank around. It's being watched by Daiki once again.
So
Pit
aware.
comes out for the post plant too.
So aware, Daiki completely punishing that pinch, and that completely stops G2's retake before it even begins. If you're G2, you gotta start thinking about the save, but you're really stuck between a rock and a hard place right now.
Georgina going inside the poison orb, finally gets backstabbed by Sarah, but Sarah is alone on a 4 versus 1, just trying to find her opponents, taps onto the spike, walks out of the pit, and gets greeted by Team Liquid.
Oh, it's
That's a false, but it's a showstopper instead, who connects with 2 kills.
Oh no, both G2 members were so grouped that Bastarda gets a twofer.
And with that, Seekers allowing now the continuous push towards that A site. The twofer can now potentially become a round win for Team Liquid as a rotate still too far away.
Yeah, and again, another high-low setup for Team Liquid. I mean, at this point, if you're G2, these retake protocols haven't been your friend this whole half yet. And Petra's showstopper gets taken out here as well.
So hard when you're trying to retake the site with an operator in your hands on top of that to really try to get it set up for a showstopper. It's not going to happen. And you already see the 2 players falling back. Georgina's looking to move forward and try to not allow G2 to see those weapons. And they're closing the gap, but Sarah still wins that fight against Georgina at least. And now there's only 1 left.
But this is so good coming out from Team Liquid. The pressure is on, and they are wanting to checkmate for this pressure.
Blinded.
Oh,
What a shot. Oh, it missed.
Does have support, yeah. Looks like the flash missed. And now Team Liquid looking to fight back. Seekers, as you just got hurt here by Mimi throwing him out. But of course they hear the spike plant towards his B main.
Yeah, we'll see how this post plant goes for G2 in this retake. They've got the numbers, they've got the util.
Showstopper behind the flash. Roxy does get the first pick. Attempt for the retake.
No.
Showstopper on the right, but at least it clears out the left side. So now G2 can really push themselves in and just focus on that left side entry. It works out for these beautiful trades, and Roxy being an anchor towards that B site. Now it allows for G2 to go for the retake from Mimi. Being set up here just behind the safety boxes. Satchel's coming in, hit by a paranoia. Mimi now, unfortunately, shoots the wall, but still turns around for the pick. A second one on to Georgina, but finally Bizarra comes in with 2 of her own, 3 into the round, and Roxy is now the last player standing. Spike is still down, but still plenty of time to work with. 30 seconds left on the clock as she walks in for the first kill, but Daiki's right there for the trade, and Team Liquid run it pretty much into sight, and a 5-player take, and that dog is going to spot one in the back indeed. Bites it on to Daiki within the sight. It's a 1-for-1 at least, but the defense is still holding strong for Team Liquid.
Such a beautiful ping pong coming out here for Team Liquid. That timing was impeccable. Still, G2, they've got to get this spike down, but there's a lot of pressure, a lot of bodies from Team Liquid surrounding.
Counter trailblazer coming out from Daiki, though, as Glance is able to at least open up a little bit more of that A-side. Spike yet to get planted as that pressure still coming through. A beautiful shot indeed as Bizarra falls. And finally, G2 have a little bit more room to breathe and a potential opportunity to get this spike down.
I like this adjustment coming out for Team Liquid. If G2, depending on this timing, could be everything, but you can see that Mimi has an inkling.
30 seconds left.
But both members of Team Liquid, I mean, it's a fair 2v2 if they go now.
You mentioned it, they went right now, and it's beautiful for Team Liquid to start. 2 versus 2, but Daiki's low on HP. Thankfully, Glance and Sarah are also quite low. Flash, though, does not get any players blinded. It's a nice ping-pong, perfect trades on both ends. The 1v1 now comes into contact. Spike is still planted in favor of G2. Wall about to come, play behind it, but Sarah gets the wall bang shot and wins the round there for G2. Cooks that they've been, bringing up here for this map, though, for this round. Let's hold that thought. Bastada really wants to fight back right away, but instantly G2 answers back.
So aggressive. G2 so aware, though. It was a bit telegraphed, for sure, but good effort at least from Team Liquid, and Petra's not going to give up. She is chasing this kill down.
Give me the all point. Give me the all points, what she's saying, and she's 1 away now after that pick onto Bizarra. Surprisingly enough, the spike is going to get planted by Glance instead. And Daiki's the last player remaining and holding back towards Boba.
Yeah.
She wants to commit to some damage.
Oh, that irks me, Benz. That irks me. When you're in a 4v1 and you've got that much time to be able to plant the spike, you definitely want to have the showstopper online. But as I say that, it don't matter. G2, calculated, baby.
Yep.
Petra's going to have that shot at B main. Team Liquid are feeling pretty comfortable about this round still.
There's that showstopper as Bizarra's pushing up towards that B main. Sarah couldn't be there to trade up against Roxy. And unfortunately, they're able to lead for G2. They're able to get a couple of them down until Iza instantly becomes the last player remaining. Stuck towards the spawn. TL couldn't hold back the aggressive push on the split from G2 long enough here to allow that flank to happen. And on top of that, the Seekers just came out from Mimi, and they know that she's definitely flanking at this point, so she has to repivot now.
Yeah, Isa deciding, I mean, if she's able to find 1 pick at least, you can believe she's going to go for this. But there it is. Oh, 3 HP. Just barely limping.
Melting down to that amount. I think that's going to secure the round for G2 after all. So already seeing Isa falling back. A nice attempt, though, off the timeout. You've mentioned really trying to fight forward position against a showstopper. That's what you kind of want to do.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to do for sure. And I said it, Team Liquid, they were looking pretty good in that position. But that Sky Dart that we saw in the very beginning of the round coming out of this B corridor, Team Liquid weren't able to take care of that trip at all. So, but not a lot of good utility for the retake besides that showstopper.
You mentioned it, Christine. Let's push G2 towards the op of Bizarra. Beautiful flash coming out, though. Daiki falls, and that leaves now Bizarra alone towards this B side for a bit. There's a showstopper, though, coming out right within the cage, right at the feet of Sarah as well. Falls back now towards Boba. The camera comes up, and finally Georgina. They delayed enough time here to allow Team Liquid to retake towards the side and to hold it through. There's only 13 seconds left on the clock. Mimi's trying to fight back, but the spike is down towards the B main. Misses the shot against Iza as Roxy falls. And also Iza gets the second one. And Team Liquid to slow that 4-player alert, that 4-player push that was coming out from G2.
Yeah, Bizarra heard so much noise, and Petra being inserted so early on finds an opening.
No choice but to play the retake for Team Liquid. 1 player stuck in the back, and that's Daiki. Counter flash, paint shells to push her away. Petra, though, continues with 2 kills of her own. Only 2 players left for Team Liquid this time around as the contact comes in. Nice collat.
Last player
Oh
standing.
no, as she was looking to pick up a weapon, gets instantly denied by Glance. And Bizarra has to play a 2v1 with the op. Glance is just walking behind it. Deja vu. This time, though, no paranoia to counteract.
I like that better. Now Bizarra's going to be able to have an opportunity, but she misses.
And that will force G2 to hold that W. Smoke force it back. The execution's coming in for G2 within this A site. But the paranoia misses Petro, but at least catches the opponent left. And Bizarra plays behind the boxes to get a second within the round. Low on HP, but still has support. Finally falls from Roxy.
Wow.
And there's the rest of the cavalry.
They're all grouping, and this B hit is on the way.
With the Seekers towards the air, couldn't hit the shot. Now also hit by the Seekers. Roxy gets the first blood. Headhunter out from Bizarra, now holding inside the smoke, trying to hold it back. There's that showstopper being heard.
Wow.
Beautiful push out. Bizarra gets another kill in to help Team Liquid retake the site. A 3 versus 3 spike not yet planted. Showstopper lands onto Petra as Mimi trades it right back onto Bizarra. 2 versus 2 now as the paint shells is beautiful on Glance. Only one player left to push us into overtime, and it's Mimi, the new acquainted IGL now for G2, has to pull up the game sense and win this 2 versus 1. Bastarda and Georgina working together as Mimi is still clearing out towards the site. 24 seconds left on the clock, but the spike is out of her reach. She's just looking for that push forward to try to catch her opponents off guard, but they can play the time for Team Liquid. They're so comfortable here. Now you have to make noise to hear her within the site.
She will be able to play around. She's just going to full stick it. Oh, and she catches the paranoia.
The
That
tap.
just makes Bastarda go in. And that's it. I cannot believe Team Liquid are actually able to hold and withstand this round hit. Come out, beat me.
Gosh, they're even going to hit it
Oh,
from
Spawn.
spawn.
30 seconds left.
But there's one player walking through that smoke. There's the Seekers coming out. Is it too little to get information? Yes, it is. Because Roxy's at the staircase. There's that flank behind. And Daike's now solo. They know exactly where she's at because she's through those Seekers. And there's 16 seconds left on the clock. And there's another super high-low. Not good enough here for G2 to regain the lead. And G2's now moving in.
Beautiful. Paranoia keeps the chamber completely out of the round, out of the fight. And that's as clean as ever. This is what G2 have wanted this on the attacking half, is just to pressure and just bully this chamber alone. And this time, this should be an easy post plant for G2.
Should it be?
It should be. Come on now, Vans.
Daike, first one at the point. Right within the smoke. One flash available, and she's going to use it right away. Looking towards the back of the site to allow Bastarda to move through, but that's Mimi with the off angle to drop both players. And with the Seekers, of course, you know where that's going. Right into the market, going head-to-head against Daike. Second flash to peek out, nobody's peeking through, and there's a late peek out from Glance. But that's still a good information now for G2 as they close the gap. They just wait for their angles, and we close up the first map with G2 winning 14-12 in the overtime of Sunset.
That is some beautiful Team Liquid get contact first.
Full commitment on that spike plant. Potential flash to allow Petra to swing right after, but the Boombot is trying to clear it out for Team Liquid for the retake. Roxy with the first contact, but it's going back and forth with Daike, the first and now the other two, and closing in on that flank behind from that staircase.
With her teammates out at vent. They popped up the Viper wand, they want to fight.
Paint shells out, no flashes, and Sarah's on the off angle. Beautiful with a hat trick with support from Petra to do a little bit more pop damage there, and that opens up A right away.
Yeah, and Team Liquid, the both players, they're on damage control. They've got to go back to damage control. Pretty unfortunate if you're Team Liquid. I think it was a bit of a mistiming or maybe a miscomm. That Viper wall went down a little bit too late, and that definitely did not give them the line of sight that they were looking for. But I like the proactive play. You know, you're constantly looking for fights together, and I mentioned that reposition from Georgina, and that's exactly what enables you as a team to find those fights together. But G2, they've been so decisive. I mean, from pistol to now, this will be the first round that they actually win, but Mimi, she's controlling the map really well.
Player standing.
With the last two players just looking to do some eco, but nobody fighting back here for G2 on the post plant, deciding to fall back. Anchoring positions on the pulse plant, not really planning for C main, so everybody's contained within the C site. So Daike gets a first nice pop off on to Glance, and the retake's looking pretty decent for now. Roxy's on the 2 versus 1, and there's that first easy kill. Wall comes up, but didn't know that Georgina was just around the corner, and she'll come in for the defuse. Down, even before they started the plant.
No, that
break.
nerf!
Doesn't break. Committed on to the plant and satcheling through, so Petra being the hero indeed, breaking that lockdown. Daiki once again fighting towards the lurk and winning that against Roxy. Pit coming out on the pulse plant as well. That's Sarah laying down. Petra burning, but still gets the kill onto Iza. Traded it back by Bizarra as Team Liquid are slowly closing in. G2 this time not playing within the pit, playing further back, just leaving one player within the pit and letting the other two play the pulse plant on the long range shot from Mound. And Mimi's there for support at least. Oh my, what a little flick right there.
Has shown a lot of info. Oh,
Missed the satchel.
Oh,
Second
that
one
timing.
too far away. Whoa! No way! No, that shouldn't have happened. But that opens up C. There's only one player in there. That's Georgina, who also gets dispatched by Petra.
Enemy remaining.
Not another one. They're getting their money now.
They are. That. Oh my God, Bizarra's left kind of scratching her head, wondering what the hell just happened.
What are the plans for G2?
It will, but as I say that, Team Liquid, all three members are still strong side towards C. G2, they should have a sight down.
A.
Daiki was trying to get the Seekers out, but didn't know that Sarah was just around the corner for that other trade. So
30
G2
seconds
has
left.
made it within the site. Waiting just a bit for a plant, allowing even Roxy to rotate across for this lockdown on the pulse plant.
Yeah, Paranoia still in hand as well. Bastarde still wondering where exactly everyone is. Issa's Viper's Pit might come into play at least in this post.
Not when the lockdown's instantly put down by Roxy. Paranoia that you mentioned before, but it turns out to be a nice pick by Bastarda, sticking on to the spike, and it'll be defused.
Well, okay. That was
2 players for Team Liquid within the A site. Nice delay by Iza. Satchel's coming through, so it looks like we're committed now. Bastarda holding inside that tree. Paint shells to delay even more. Now Sarah's the one pushing forward, trying to get the backstab within the A site. Will she catch it? She will. Iza falls, now Snakebite on the other end as we repivot back now towards B for a play.
the spike does go down, but Daiki's being such a rat. G2,
Just
they
spawn
don't
spotted. Second flash available. Just allow the flash and the peak to come in forward. Cosmic Divide on the other end.
Wow.
Double swing on the top of Heaven on the B main, but Sarah's still up there. Her and Mimi, now only Mimi on a 3 versus 1. A swing back in. And you talked about it here, Christine. 6 rounds would be great for Team Liquid, and they get it.
And could do some sort of combo with Glance to get this Hobbit control back, but as I say that, Petra repositioned, but this kill from Glance is everything.
Now they have to focus on Glance. Pain Shell's now being forced out instead of playing on the pulse plan. So beautifully done by Glance. The rotate comes across for the rest of G2 on the top of B Heaven, and also pushing it back towards Glance, allowing Roxy to move forward. And the advantage goes back for G2. Daiki's solo play cannot connect the shots on the diffuser. But Flash coming through again cannot connect onto the diffuser. And it becomes an easy one for G2 finding. Definitely pulling up the numbers in this second map and also trying to pick up this showstopper by swinging out, but gets denied right away by Bizarra. I mean, did some damage. Bizarra's at 1 HP. So it's up to Sarah to hold the site. 2 more, she'll get a pit. Just trying to delay as much as you can. So nice discipline. First time event, falls back with the rest of the team, and they want to play the retake on a 3v3.
Yeah, good reaction. That Q orb was running out of gas. This at least gives G2 a chance to reenact their retake protocols. This should never have happened. If you're Team Liquid right now, you're feeling really good about this post.
Nice flash to counter the paranoia that was thrown by Glance, so nullifies the attempt to try to catch some players off guard, but it's a crossfire, the bait and switch instead. Sarah gets the pick, Roxy on the second one, and now Georgina is just trying to delay, Sheriff in hand. There's that first pick, but it's not planted for her, so no opportunities there.
Oh.
There's a paranoia, but doesn't want to swing out. Just trying to hear the number of shots so they could double through. Showstopper out, but the off angle playing forward, and now it becomes 3 kills, make that even 4 of G2. And Bizarra, all of Team Liquid, they fell into that trap. That was so nice.
So clean, so clean. And you said, uh-oh, Glance, but we should have said, uh-oh, Team Liquid. Yeah. It's Glance, ready. Bizarra now, I mean, she's got 30 seconds left, and she is 1 away from the ult.
30 seconds.
So she's able to get 1 frag. Well,
Or
just her death.
she'll still
have those protocols in place, ready to go. And here it is, Bastarde, quick opening towards this Rebel.
So off the timeout is to fight back towards Robo. That's exactly what they want right now. And even Bastarda going for the
Beautiful.
wide swing guardian headshot onto Glance. Players are dwindling down for G2 as Team Liquid have the advantage, forcing now G2 to turtle within the A site and also allowing Team Liquid just to hold for a bit and add that extra paranoia without needing an omen to try to maybe have them over-rotate and overthink here on G2's camp.
And I really like how Team Liquid are cutting noise here. Georgina is kind of lingering on the back lines, seeing if anyone's going to come flank. And here we go. Just force the opponent to make an error.
And when you have less numbers, you want to try to peek out and try to find that information where the rotation could be.
Where's the trade?
And the Seeker's coming out on the attack. Mimi also has a beautiful flash too.
Remaining.
As Roxy gets picked off, and there's that late lurk you talk about. Where's the flank? That's when we finally see it, but unfortunately, as you mentioned, the action still starts off towards the A side. Showstopper just got hurt, but starts just running and gunning, get that pick. But G2 still has the advantage.
Quick openings. I mean, Petra, Showstopper definitely helped her control everything, but B site, it's open.
And that was the play the whole time. Throw the same type of commitment towards the A rubble, but it's a fake for you to plant inside B and leverage the lockdown.
And this double flank coming through. Georgina just got the tell, but you gotta help your teammate. Bazera gets taken out and no trade in sight.
Two players had to play their heroics now, but the Seeker's in a flash. There is that push up towards the waterfall, but only good for one. Daiki falls, and more utility on the support coming out from the new IGL Mimi to
Quite a lot into this round. Already Paint Shell and already Paranoia off the board, without Team Liquid doing much of anything. The saving grace for G2 is at least they have the Viper's Pit on the other side, so they can keep all their bodies towards A.
Oh my, 4 kills for Mimi! The jump up gave her position away, but she doesn't care. Bobs them all down, and it's up to Georgina on a 4 versus 1. Up towards the A main. I mean, Glance is already there with the shorty close. Jumping up, the 2 shots coming in. Mimi with the ace, and that's going to be G2 winning the series. With Brazil, it may be Team Liquid's home turf, but the game changer stage is still G2's.
G2's indeed, and I love the way that that last round even played out. You saw Mimi almost getting that ace, and her homie in Glance just kind of using her body
I got
to
you.
set her up. Yeah, man, that's exactly what